New on Daybreak, your monthly housing market report. Interest rates jumped to 8% this week and are slowing down sales, but not impacting prices. Realtor Dan Brown is here from FC Tucker with the latest real estate report. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Hannah.
These are pretty high interest rates, 8%.
Yeah. We've been waiting for them to start coming back down, and they haven't. In fact, they keep ticking up a little bit, and they peaked at 8% earlier this month, which is an adjustment for a lot of buyers, and it is now starting to affect affordability. And I think, we slowed down in the fall a little bit anyway, but I think it's slowing down the market a lot more than we had anticipated.
Slowing it down, that also means how many days on market a house might be out there. Where is that looking now?
Well, it's actually, and that's a great question, because in 1 month in September, the latest data we had, it jumped up 50%. Now, that's a lot. That's almost whiplash to a seller who's expecting to sell in days, and now it's actually taking a few weeks, and that's not abnormal. That's actually very normal, but it's much different than it has been in the last 2 years. So the rising interest rates are having the intended effect of cooling the market. Houses are still selling. Prices are hanging in there. They really haven't changed in 5 months. Terms are changing, but the prices haven't. But it is taking a little bit longer because people are trying to figure out their financing, and they're taking their time.
Historically, inventory has been a bit of a problem. I guess, is that improving with this now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's certainly easing the inventory. When we talk about inventory, that's kind of a real estate term. It just means how many houses do we have to look at. And those numbers are up. We have 25% more houses this September than we had last September. And part of that is because they're taking longer to sell, so they count in those numbers. I'm not sure we have a ton more houses out there, but they're more to look at for the buyer who goes out on a particular day. They've got much more selection.
So what does this mean for someone looking to buy a house or looking to sell a house? Is it either of their markets at this point?
It's a toss-up, and really what it comes down to is really setting your expectations and doing some planning. We came out of 2 years of just craziness, and this is now really more of a normal market. So buyers need to be a little bit more methodical. Certainly, they need to sit down with their lender and work through some options to afford that house, because those options do exist. And sellers really need to adjust their expectations. Their house is not going to sell in a couple of days like it did last year. It's going to take a couple of weeks. You're going to need to think about what you're doing. You have to have a marketing plan. It takes some deliberation, but there's some, if you're buying a house right now and you can work around some of those interest rates, it's a great time to buy. Best time in the last couple of years.
What if someone says, wow, these rates are so high, I feel that I should wait for them to go down? Should they do that?
Well, there's a lot of people that are doing just exactly that. And if you wish to wait, that's fine. But buying a house sometimes is driven by life changes, and you can't. So, when those changes come, the prices are going to start going back up again. So it really is a trade-off. If you can manage, I think it's smart to say that if you can manage the payment now, and those things are manageable if you have some cash reserves, then you're smart to buy now while those prices have remained flat. We have not had a price increase. They haven't gone down, but they haven't gone up. And they had been going up by 15%. Now they're going up 0%. So if you can manage that, it's a good time to buy a house.
If you can afford it.
If you can afford it.
All right. Dan Brown, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.